why don't you become a teacher?
I am currently pursuing my PhD in social work, and I used to teach in an international school in Mumbai.
So I was pursuing a completely different direction. I was studying information sciences and technology and art history.
I always kind of was good in my academics, and I always, whenever I saw anybody struggling, I always wanted to support that person.
What inspired me to become a teacher was a whole host of different things.
I think it started off with one of my teachers who was a major role model in my life. So it started off with her having that faith in me, which made me believe that I am capable of doing things, that I wanted to spread the same sort of faith onto other students. And I felt that teaching is the best way to do that.
Apart from those, I think being in the Teach for India Fellowship was also an inspiration in a very different way, and that made me want to do things to make a change, to make education more equitable.
A day in the life of a teacher is one thing it's not is monotonous. I mean, every day you're experiencing new things.
You wake up, I think one of the first things that teaching teaches you is you form a schedule, that your life gets organized, right? There's a certain discipline that comes with being a teacher. So waking up early in the morning, having a routine, coming to school, there's a whole host of things that you need to bring with you.
It is not as easy as we think of. The teachers are just like they come, teach and go. As a student, probably we have lots of perceptions about teaching profession, but to be very honest, it is quite stressful.
Go into the field of teaching only if you love children. Go into the field of teaching only if you feel that you are there to make a change. Don't do it because because everybody else is doing.
Trust the fact that teaching is one of the most rewarding careers that you will ever do, right? And I think the reward and redefines our concept of success.
Teaching is a very, very challenging field, and only if you value the art form, then only you can do really good, and then only you can make an actual change in the student's life.
The biggest skill, I would say, is to be a lifelong learner. And I know that's something that is a quality that's put forth by many curriculums and everything. But I think it's really important, because if you're a teacher, you cannot be this all-knowing person.
In this profession, to an extent, if we want to change, transform, we need to be very selfless.
Somebody who is knowledgeable, who is adept at all of these little nuanced social work aspects of compassion and empathy, all of these things will go a really long way.
Being a people person is a very, very important skill, because you have to build relationships with your students.
Personally speaking, I felt that, there are a lot of moments when you feel inadequate as a teacher, especially when you are not qualified, like when you are not educationally qualified to be a teacher. So I have not done my B.Ed or a degree that qualifies me to be a teacher. But even then, although all my peers were people who had done that degree.
The biggest challenge, I think, is also the perception of teachers, particularly in India, because when I decided to do the Teach for India Fellowship, it was a big risk.
My favorite part of being a teacher, I think being accepted by the students. I think that is the most difficult part, as well as the most gratifying part of being a teacher.
I love being able to be a child again in many ways, and to do things that I never could do in school, right? And that's what I've really tried to do. I think it really awakens that creative, passionate part of me, where it's not just related to a subject, right? And I think me being pushed to do many different subjects helped me to understand that really at the core of it, it's about critical thinking, it's about inquiry, but at the core of it, it's about joy. You need to really have joy in school. You need to find that happiness in school.
You want to change the entire world? This is the profession.